Hello, this is Barry Daniels from the GMDN. This is a very short video to explain why the GMDN should be a mandatory data requirement for submission of products into regulatory medical device databases in order to maximise the GMDN's utility as a medical device categorisation tool. Traditionally, the analysis of medical device performance has been carried out separately and independently in two environments. On the one hand, in the clinical side, the use and trials and registries, and on the other hand, on the regulatory side, in the pre-market assessment and post-market analysis. Both these environments aim to capture the same sort of information, that is to provide insight into efficacy. Does the device effectively do what it's intended to do from a clinical perspective? And also for problems, which can be divided into malfunction at the point of use or longer-term unexpected effects. These latter two have traditionally been grouped as adverse incidents. The Real-World Evidence Initiative is a collaboration. It's an amalgamation or sharing of the data and resources needed by both environments to capture the same information needs. And those information needs require medical device data at two different levels. One is at the product level, which is captured by UDI. Examples typically are adverse incidents and recalls. Or at the category level, that is the group of devices with the same intended use and technology, and this is captured by the GMDN. An example of this is whether an issue with a particular medical device is being reported significantly more than other devices within the same device type group. And that category level analysis has two important requirements. Firstly, that there's a source of truth, meaning there's a single, accurate, up-to-date repository of data which acts as a reference point for all downstream users. And following the example of the FDA, the MHRA and TGA, this is found to be the regulatory database which captures device data on submission for pre-market approval, and that is made available to downstream users by public access databases and exports. The other important requirement is that all product records are linked to the categorization, that is, to the GMDN. Otherwise, it can't be used for categorization, and therefore that the GMDN should be a mandatory requirement for device data submission to the regulatory databases. And here is a real-world example of that. The two organisations, the FDA and the Breast Implant Registry in the US, identified a possible signal where a rare type of tumour was associated more with textured surface implants than with the smooth surface implants. And those two organisations, and subsequently the other IMDRF regulators, agreed that the GMDN nomenclature should make the distinction between those two subtypes. So we at the GMDN were able to obsolete the original terms, there was two, one for saline filled and one for silicone gel filled, to be replaced by the appropriate new terms with distinction on the surface type. We can do that in real time, and with our infrastructure are able to notify all the users and all the regulatory database users so that the appropriate reassignment of GMDN can be made.